Hack the kitty. World domination by cats. If that's the mission, and we took it seriously, the question isn't how to make cat people love cats more. They already do. The real question is, how do you conquer the unconvinced? The neighbor who complains about cats in the building, the person who thinks stray cats should be removed, the curious passerby who never knew what to do. Those are the unconquered territories, and that's exactly where Felines begins. The platform is fully bilingual. One-click switches the entire experience between Portuguese and English. Human-reviewed translations, not machine translation. And this modal gives first-time visitors immediate context about what Felines is before they explore anything. 3 entry points, each designed for a different kind of person who isn't a cat person yet. Explore the map, start learning, or get help right now. The home doesn't open on a map. It opens with context. That's deliberate. An everyday citizen who has never heard of a cat colony would be lost on an empty map. Education comes first. The impact numbers are live, pulled directly from the database. 10 million stray cats in Brazil, nearly 500 million worldwide. Every number has a cited source. 3 principles guide the product. Explore, understand, act. Knowledge leads to action. Action builds community. Community creates more knowledge. That's the cycle Felines sustains. The article cards give a preview of the educational guide, 19 articles in 5 progressive levels, and the footer links directly to the full product documentation in both languages. The Cat Assistant, inspired by Microsoft Office's Clippy. It appears at 7 specific moments in the user journey: first visit, idle time on the map, finishing an article, registering the first colony, seeing an empty map area, completing the quiz, and idle time on the colony or profile pages. It never interrupts an open modal or active typing, respects reduced motion preferences, and always disappears on its own. It shows fun cat curiosities, not platform data, because the product already has data. The assistant is the moment of warmth, the toxic plants guide, the 36-term glossary in Portuguese and English, and the caretaker course with its unique certification badge, all accessible without an account. Reading progress, however, only saves to your profile when you're logged in. The product is honest about what requires commitment. The map. This is where the abstract becomes local. Dot filters let you narrow by pin type and castration status. And these blurred circles are one of the most important decisions in the entire product, beyond data privacy. Cats have been poisoned after their exact locations were shared online. So Felines uses progressive location blur, 3 levels of precision based on who you are. Anonymous users see an approximate location, 500 meters away, with a visible uncertainty circle. Authenticated users get closer. Linked caretakers get exact coordinates, but only through a server-side function that reconfirms their link on every single call. Not cached. Verified every time. Row-level security enforces this at the database column level. You cannot bypass it by calling the API directly. The gray pins are sightings. When 3 or more cluster within 200 meters, the system automatically suggests a new colony and notifies nearby caretakers. The weather card updates in real time based on wherever the map is centered, not a fixed city. This powers the automatic extreme weather notifications. When a colony's area experiences dangerous heat, cold, or rain, caretakers are alerted. 1 notification per colony per day. The activity panel shows what's happening in the currently visible area, updating as the map moves, keeping context always local. The onboarding helper explains the map to first-time users because the primary audience of Felines is people who have never heard of a colony or TNR. The emergency help flow is accessible from any page, without an account, always. 9 situation types, each with specific guidance. Neighborhood conflict explains the vacuum effect, why removal doesn't work and what does. Suspected poisoning gives the exact anonymous reporting line 181, the specific law lay 9605, and the Municipal Animal Control Center. The product tells you exactly who to call, which number to dial, and which law to cite. Urgency takes precedence over identification. That's a deliberate ethical decision. The report section has 4 tabs: contacts, a curated directory of 14 real manually verified animal protection contacts in Natal. Every number was checked directly, nothing aggregated automatically. The other tabs require an account. Viewing public contacts is open to everyone. Participating in the community requires commitment. Logging in with a demo account. The avatar in the navigation changes, and the experience immediately becomes richer. Back on the map, same pin, same data, but the location is now more precise. The blur circles are gone. Row-level security returned different information based on who was asking. The exact coordinates were never in the anonymous API response. The protection is at the database level. It cannot be bypassed by inspecting network requests inside the colony. The milestones mark this colony's history: first registered, first caretaker, first cat named. The timeline is a chronological log of everything, every feeding, every event, every shared story. Anyone who visits months later can understand what happened here and who cared. The flag button applies distributed moderation. 3 flags from different users trigger automatic review. A third offense results in a permanent ban. No single person has unilateral power to remove anything. Tico and Laleco, named, tracked, part of the record. If a cat hasn't been seen in 7 days, the system warns caretakers. Per cat, not per colony, because precision matters. Cat notes cannot be edited after submission. Observations are evidence. Evidence shouldn't be editable. 3 separate need systems: neutering requests with status tracking, help requests for food and transport and medication, and recurring care reminders with overdue badges. Each has a different urgency and resolution path. Sensitive reports, poisoning, abuse, disease, always leave a permanent record when resolved. Evidence must never disappear. The caretaker letter passes responsibility with dignity. Version history preserved so nothing is lost. Logging a feeding creates an immediate timeline event. Feeding and water are tracked separately. Timeline events can be thanked, 1 per person per event, self-thanking blocked at the database level. The profile, care streak, current and best consecutive days, resets to 1, not 0 when a day is missed. Always private, never in rankings, never compared. The product doesn't compare people. Badges recognize real actions: caretaker, colony registered, feeding logged, report submitted, thank you received, course completed. Not points, actions. Reading progress across all 19 articles is visible on the profile, making the educational journey part of the user's identity. The glossary is linked directly from the knowledge section because learning is a form of contribution. In the resource exchange, posts offer and request food, equipment, transport, medication, and volunteer time. 30-day expiry keeps the board relevant. Stories are visible to logged-in users only. Personal content requires identity accountability. Registering colony afeto. 4 validation questions first, distinguishing a real colony from a one-time sighting. Photo upload is optional by design. Mapping matters more than the photo. Both exact and blurred coordinates are stored at registration time, so privacy protection applies from the very first moment the colony exists in the system. The public caretaker profile gives presence to caretakers who often do this work invisibly. Global search, Command K or Control K, searches colonies, articles, and glossary simultaneously. 1 keystroke, everything the platform knows. With a second account, community moderation in practice. Confirming a report adds 1 of 3 required independent confirmations. An atomic database function handles each one, blocking self-confirmation and duplicates at the database level, not in the front end. Trying to view a colony triggers a question: do you live nearby? A filter that ensures caretaker links are meaningful. Becoming a caretaker is immediate. No approval, no hierarchy. Multiple caretakers per colony, all equal. Collaborative by design. Back with the main account, 10 notification types in total. Action thanks, help responses, sighting clusters, resource interest, story reactions, extreme weather alerts, unseen cat alerts, area alerts, new colony reports, and colony removal notifications. Each marked, read individually. The impact page shows live platform statistics. The projection calculator shows what happens to a stray cat population over time based on neutering rates. Adjust the numbers and the projection updates, the vacuum effect made visible. Without intervention, populations grow. With consistent TNR, they stabilize and decline. Methodology fully documented, because the platform never asks anyone to trust numbers they can't verify. Felines doesn't ask people to love cats. It gives them a reason to care, on their own terms, through honest, cited information, through action without barriers, through a community that grows 1 converted neighbor at a time, 19 routes, 75 migrations, row-level security on 26 tables, 5 Aikido security vulnerabilities found and fixed, full WCAG accessibility compliance. That's how you take over the world, 1 neighbor at a time. Thank you for watching.